tough guy, huh? You tough now, huh? Say hello.
This clip is one of my son's friends from a recent range day. It has absolutely nothing to do with this video, but I thought it was fun, so I left it anyway. Welcome back to the channel. This video is probably going to spark up some controversy, or at least invoke some deep thinking, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments, so here goes. Marketing works. Companies are clever, and firearm companies are no different. But despite what many believe, caliber doesn't determine performance. Performance being muzzle energy and muzzle velocity. The firearms industry has fooled many people on how ballistics work and what actually determines performance. I get a lot of emails from people talking about ballistics or one caliber versus another, and how their 30-06 is so much better than their 308 or vice versa, or how their 300 Win Mag is a great caliber but the 300 Weatherby is overhyped. Be sure to stick around to the end of this video, and I'll show you concrete evidence if you're still undecided on how ballistics work, at least at their most fundamental level. Just remember, caliber doesn't determine performance. So what does determine performance? Firearm manufacturers do an amazing job at shining their new big fancy caliber offerings, but remember, caliber doesn't determine performance. Remember this, caliber implies dimensions, not performance. This is a bullet. This is a case, while this is a cartridge. Remember, the only thing that travels downrange when a rifle is fired is this, the bullet. Here we have a 300 Weatherby Magnum, a 300 Win Mag, a 30-06, and a 308 cartridge. They are all 30 caliber cartridges. This is a .308 bullet. It's the same bullet that all 4 of those cartridges shoot. And here are the empty cases for the 300 Weatherby Magnum, the 300 Win Mag, the 30-06, and the 308. Again, each of those cartridges shoot the same exact bullet. If you were reloading for these 4 cartridges, you could use the same primer, the same powder, and the exact same bullet. Notice the range in 30 caliber bullets offered, all the way from 220 grain down to probably 150 grains. But also notice, it doesn't say 30-06 or 300 Weatherby. It simply says 30 caliber. Most major manufacturers offer multiple chambering for a specific rifle. In theory, you could get the same rifle with the same action, barrel length, twist rate for a 308, 30-06, 300 Win Mag, or a 300 Weatherby Magnum. And after you eliminate all of those variables, brass, primers, powder, action, barrel length, and twist rate, what exactly are you left with? So, what is the only thing that's left? Case capacity. Yes, there are other factors like pressure, but remember, pressure is a byproduct and not a determining factor. Here we have cases from the 300 Weatherby and the 308. If you loaded these up with the exact same rifles, the 300 Weatherby will go a heck of a lot faster, shoot a lot flatter, and with more energy. But why? It's because of the case capacity. The cartridges here that are bigger all have more muzzle velocity and more muzzle energy. It's not because the 30-06 is inherently better than the 308. It's simply because it has a higher case capacity. It burns more powder, so the projectile travels a lot faster down the barrel. Remember that all 4 of these cartridges are the same caliber. They shoot the same exact bullet, this bullet. They are all 30 caliber rounds. Therefore, caliber isn't what determines muzzle energy or muzzle velocity. So if caliber doesn't determine performance, what exactly does caliber define? Caliber simply implies dimensions, not performance. Caliber refers to the internal diameter of the barrel and by extension, the diameter of the bullet designed to be fired from it. Performance is directly influenced by bullet design, weight, shape, and propellant used, not caliber. Still not convinced? The following are screen grabs from a ballistic calculator. Pause the video here if you need to, but pay close attention to what information a ballistics calculator is asking for. The data the ballistic calculator doesn't need, that's right, is caliber. Nowhere does the ballistic calculation require caliber. The ballistic calculator simply doesn't care if it's a 308, a 30-06, a 300 Weatherby Magnum, or a 300 Win Mag. That's because caliber implies dimensions. It doesn't define performance. Each of these 4 cartridges have varying case capacity. Understanding the limitations of each should help you determine which is best for your hunting or shooting situation. Because of varying case capacities, cartridges with more capacity can shoot heavier bullets more efficiently, because it's burning more powder to get the job done, not because the 30-06 is inherently better than the 308. Understanding case capacities and playing to their strengths, ammunition manufacturers do offer different loads that are generally very similar and consistent by cartridge. You'll typically find heavier factory loads on average for a 300 Weatherby Magnum, for example, than a 308. The 308 can shoot those heavier 180, 190, and even 200 grain bullets too, but due to having less case capacity, you can expect much lower performance. All things being equal, a rifle chambered in 300 Weatherby Magnum could shoot this 168 grain projectile with a lot more velocity and energy than a rifle chambered in 308 Winchester could. For most shooters and shooting scenarios, factors like ammunition and rifle availability and cost should help you determine which cartridge you should choose. So the next time you hear someone say the 300 Win Mag is a flatter, harder hitting, better cartridge than the 308, you'll know what better means. It simply means larger case capacity. Because caliber doesn't determine performance.